What if I told you that the shiny metal your grandmother kept in her china cabinet just became more valuable than most people's retirement accounts? Hey, this is Asian Guy Analysis, and today we're diving into something absolutely insane that happened in the markets. While you were sleeping last night, silver didn't just rise, it exploded. We're talking about $120 per ounce. To put that in perspective, that's like waking up and finding out your Honda Civic is now worth the same as a Lamborghini. But here's the twisted part. This isn't just about money. This is about fear. This is about what happens when the entire world simultaneously decides that paper promises aren't worth the ink they're printed on. So buckle up. Because in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you why silver's insane rally is actually a warning siren that most people are completely ignoring. Let's start with the numbers, because they're absolutely bonkers. Silver touched $120.45. For context, just a few years ago, silver was trading around $20 to $25 per ounce. That's not a rally. That's not even a surge. That's a 5 times explosion that makes Bitcoin's wildest days look tame. But here's where it gets interesting. Silver didn't climb slowly. It punched through 116, smashed past 120, and then pulled back. That pullback? That's not weakness. That's traders taking profits while they can still find buyers. Now, you might be thinking, okay, commodities go up and down. What's the big deal? The big deal is this. Silver is called the poor man's gold for a reason. When silver moves like this, it's not because people want to make jewelry. It's because people are running scared. And what are they running from? Everything. Think about it. When was the last time you saw this kind of panic buying in a precious metal? We're talking about a flight to safety that's so intense, people are willing to pay $120 for something that costs maybe $5 to pull out of the ground. That's not investing, that's survival instinct kicking in. Now let me tell you what the mainstream financial media won't. Silver isn't just some random commodity having a good day. Silver is the canary in the coal mine, and that canary just stopped singing. Here's the twisted reality. While gold gets all the headlines, silver is actually the more honest indicator of panic. Why? Because silver has industrial uses. It's in your phone, your solar panels, your medical equipment. When people start hoarding silver, despite needing it for actual production, it tells you something is fundamentally broken. Let's talk about what flight to safety really means. It's a polite way of saying nobody trusts anything anymore. Not stocks, not bonds, not currencies, not promises from central banks or governments. When investors flee to physical metals, they're essentially saying, I'd rather own a lump of metal I can hold in my hand than a digital number on a screen that could vanish tomorrow. And here's the kicker. This time, it's not just the usual suspects, the gold bugs and doomsday preppers. This time, institutions are piling in, hedge funds, pension funds. The smart money that usually stays calm is panicking. Why? Well, because somewhere in the back rooms of global finance, people are doing math that doesn't add up, debt that can't be repaid. Currencies that are losing value faster than governments can print new ones. Supply chains that are one crisis away from collapse. Silver at $120 isn't just a price, it's a symptom. But here's where it gets even more twisted. Remember that pullback from 120? That's not the market correcting. That's coordinated selling. Big players dumping enough silver to push the price down, shake out the weak hands, and then they'll buy it all back cheaper. It's the oldest trick in the book, and it works every single time. Now, I'm going to tell you something that sounds crazy, but stay with me. For decades, there have been whispers that silver prices were being manipulated, kept artificially low. Why? Because if silver's real value was exposed, it would reveal just how worthless paper currency has become. Think about it. Governments can print unlimited dollars, euros, yen, but they can't print silver. There's only so much in the ground, and we're pulling it out faster than we're finding new deposits. So what happens when scarcity meets panic? Exactly what we're seeing right now. But here's the part that should terrify you. If silver is at $120, what does that say about everything else? Your savings account earning 0.5% interest? Your 401k invested in stocks trading at historically insane valuations? Your dollars that lose purchasing power every single day? The silver rally is a mirror, and most people don't want to look at what it's reflecting. Now, some analysts will tell you this is just a bubble. It'll pop, prices will normalize, everything will be fine. But here's my question. Normalize to what? To a world where central banks admit they can't control inflation? To a system where debt is so massive it can never be repaid? To currencies that are backed by nothing except the promise that someone else will accept them tomorrow? The old normal is gone, and silver knows it. Here's something even crazier. Do you know how much silver is actually available? Like physical silver that you can hold? It's way less than gold. Most of the silver ever mined has been used up in industrial applications. It's gone. Dissolved in chemicals, embedded in electronics, scattered across landfills. You can't get it back. So while everyone focuses on gold, silver is actually rarer in terms of available supply. And yet, until recently, it was trading at a fraction of gold's price. That never made sense. The market is finally waking up to that reality. Let me paint you a picture of what's really happening right now. Imagine you're at a party, and someone quietly mentions that the building might be on fire. At first, nobody moves. Then one person gets up and walks toward the exit. Then another, then 5 more. Suddenly, everyone's rushing for the door at once. That's what's happening with silver. The smart money started moving months ago. They were quiet about it. They didn't want to cause a scene. But now everyone sees the smoke and they're all trying to get through the same door at the same time. That's why prices are going vertical. And here's what nobody's talking about. Central banks around the world have been buying gold like crazy for the past few years. But silver? That's for private investors, for individuals who see what's coming. When central banks buy gold, they're hedging against their own currencies. Think about that. The people who print the money don't trust the money. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. But individuals can't store tons of gold. It's too expensive, too impractical. Silver is the accessible hedge. It's gold's little brother that everyone can afford. Until now. So what does this mean for the average person? First, understand that when silver moves like this, inflation is already here. Not coming. Here. The stuff you buy every day, food, gas, housing, it's all getting more expensive and it's going to get worse. Second, this is a wealth transfer from people who hold cash to people who hold assets, from savers to owners. If you're sitting on piles of dollars waiting for the right time to invest, you're watching your purchasing power evaporate in real time. Third, and this is crucial, the system is more fragile than they're telling you. When people rush to physical metals, it means trust is breaking down. And once trust breaks down, things can unravel very, very quickly. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and buy silver. That ship might have already sailed at $120. What I'm telling you is to think about what you own and why you own it. Do you own things that have real value? Things that will still matter if the financial system has a hiccup? Or are you completely dependent on the system continuing to work perfectly? Because silver at 120 is telling you that a lot of very smart people do not think the system is going to work perfectly. Here's another angle that'll blow your mind. You know what else uses massive amounts of silver? Solar panels, electric vehicles, the entire green energy revolution that governments are pushing. It runs on silver. And as we transition away from fossil fuels, demand for silver is supposed to skyrocket even more. So you've got supply going down, industrial demand going up, and now investment demand going absolutely ballistic. It's the perfect storm. And the price is reflecting that reality. But let's get real for a second. Most people watching this won't do anything. They'll watch silver hit 120, maybe 150, maybe 200. They'll tell themselves it's too late. They'll convince themselves this is all temporary, that things will go back to normal. And you know what? Maybe they will. Maybe this is all just a crazy blip. And next year, silver will be back at $30, and we'll all laugh about the time everyone lost their minds. But what if it's not? What if this is the new normal? What if we're watching the beginning of a complete restructuring of the global financial system? Throughout history, every time a currency has failed, and they all fail eventually, people run to the same things. Gold, silver, land, commodities, real stuff, tangible assets. We like to think we're different, that modern financial engineering has solved the problems of the past, that central banks are so smart they can manage economies forever without consequences. But silver at $120 is saying something different. It's saying that maybe, just maybe, we're not as smart as we think we are. The metal doesn't lie. It can't be printed. It can't be created by a keystroke. It exists in finite quantities, and right now, everyone wants it. So ask yourself, what do they know that you don't? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? Because here's the twist nobody wants to admit. By the time everyone realizes what's happening, it's too late to prepare. The best time to think about this was years ago. The second best time is right now, while you're watching silver break records and wondering what it all means. Don't wait for 150. Don't wait for 200. Don't wait for the financial media to tell you it's time to panic. Because by then, the people who saw it coming will already be safe, and the rest will be wondering what the hell just happened. The silver explosion isn't the story. What comes next is the story. And I have a feeling it's going to be one for the history books. This is your wake-up call. The question is, are you listening? This has been Asian Guy Analysis, and I'll see you in the next one. Sonnet 4.5.